Hi, I'm Eric, Director of Training here at Just Add Power. And in this video, we're looking at how to add devices to an AMP VLAN system when we're not on the job site. Here in front of us, I have the 3 units I want to add to the system. I've got 1 transmitter, I've got 2 receivers, I've got a regular data network switch like I would have back at my office, and I've got my computer with AMP open. So let's get started. In the software, I'm going to select the VLAN option. And because we're adding devices to a system, we're going to select Add Devices. Now you have 2 options, one for on-site and one for off-site. This video is about an off-site system. The first thing we're going to need to do is connect a network adapter from our computer to a switch on the network. Once we've done that, we hit the little circle arrows. Our wired network adapter shows up. We're also going to need to connect all of the devices that we want to add to the same network. Now, it doesn't matter if they're the same switch or if you directly connect them to the PC. I'm using a regular data switch here with PoE. So when I connect the devices, they're both getting power and a network connection to my PC. It also allows me to do multiple devices at the same time. So we're going to wait for those devices to boot up. And then we're going to go back over to our AMP software once they're finished booting up. We're going to hit Discover to start looking for those devices on the network. The program is going to change the network adapter on the PC to be able to talk to the devices that it finds. So I don't have to change any network settings on the computer myself. All of that happens as the devices are discovered. Once the list is finished populating with the devices that it found, if devices are not on a firmware that is compatible with AMP VLAN, the first thing the program is going to ask is, do you want to update firmware? Because these devices are going into an AMP VLAN system, I do have to update firmware on those devices. So I'm going to click Update. It's going to tell me what version we're going to, which is the latest available firmware version. I'm going to hit Update again. And the update process starts. It's going to take about 8 minutes, so we'll pause here and we'll see you when the update is done. All right, now that our devices are firmware updated, we're going to start to configure them for our job site. Now, because we're not on the job site, we need to know what settings they need to have in order to fit into the system we have. So we're going to have to open up our report file from that system. We need that information so we know where those receivers and transmitters are supposed to go. So we're going to open up our report file, and on this report file, we'll see that we've got 4 receivers in the system right now, 4 transmitters in the system as it stands, and I've also got openings for 4 receivers and openings for 4 transmitters. And I'm just going to put my 1 transmitter as the next one in the line. And so that transmitter is going to be transmitter number 5. So I'm going to go over to AMP. I'm going to select my transmitter. I'm going to hit Configure. And I'm going to tell it that it is input number 5. For Just Add Power subnet 172.27, you'll notice that all of my devices use that 172.27 network scheme. I just have to match that network scheme to what my report file says. Once I've got that set, I hit Ready. Now for the receivers, because I have 2 of them and they look the same, I have to know which of the 2 receivers that I plugged in is which. So we're going to go over to the Identify, the eyeball. I'm going to click the eyeball and I'm going to look for the device that has the blinking power and data light on it. That's the device I just selected. So that bottom device in my stack is the first receiver in my list. So again, I'm going to hit Configure. I'm going to go over to my report file. I've got a blank right here. That's switch 1, port 5. Hit Ready. And then my other receiver, I'm going to hit Configure. That's the next one in the line, which is switch 1, port 6, and click Ready again. Now that all devices have been configured, or at least they've been told where they're supposed to be, I'm going to hit the configure button at the bottom. If I had other devices that I wanted to add, I could do that at this time, but once I hit the OK button, I'm ready to move forward. So we're going to hit OK. All of the devices have been configured. It's that easy. Since we're done configuring devices, we're going to hit Home, and we're finished. Just label the devices, bring them out to the job site, and plug them in where they belong. So we just configured 3 devices for an AMP VLAN system using the off-site option. So we did all the work while we were at our office rather than being on the job site. If you have any questions about the process or need any further support, please feel free to reach out to us, and have a good day.